First, they call you out of your name. Then, in remembrance of Charlie Kirk. Introduction. I remember the first time someone called me a Nazi for supporting Trump. It didn't sting because it was true. It stung because it was absurd. Words once held a sacred meaning, shaped by truth and supported by reason. Now, labels are weapons. They're fired without thought, meant to wound, not to persuade. I grew up believing that America was a place where ideas competed and truth prevailed. But I've watched the media twist that belief into a circus of accusation and fear. They claim they're defending democracy while silencing anyone who questions their power. That's not democracy. That's deception in patriotic clothing. The story of this false accusation isn't about one man. It's about a nation losing its sense of truth. When faith is mocked, when honesty is punished, and when loyalty to one's country is rebranded as hate, the real tyrants are not those accused, but those accusing, the rally and the shadow. It was a cool October evening in Pennsylvania. The fairgrounds were alive with flags and chatter. Families sat in lawn chairs. Veterans stood tall, some holding folded photos of friends long gone. A man named Ethan, a former Marine and youth pastor, watched as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky crimson. Across the street, a small crowd of protesters chanted through megaphones. The signs read, "Fascist" and "No Nazis here." They screamed not at an enemy, but at their neighbors. Ethan adjusted his old unit cap and said to the man beside him, "Funny thing, I fought real fascists. They wore uniforms, not baseball caps." The man nodded. "Yeah, and they burned churches, not defended them." A reporter approached, young, eager, and clearly rehearsed. Her tone was sharp, her questions loaded. "Why support someone accused of hate?" Ethan smiled softly. "Because I've seen hate, and it doesn't look like love for your country. I stand for the right to worship God, to speak my mind, to raise my kids without fear. Nazis destroyed those things. He fought to protect them." The camera light flicked on. "Some say he's dividing America." Ethan's voice steadied. "No, ma'am. Division started when truth stopped mattering." That night, the footage aired, but the quote didn't make the cut. The headline read, "Veterans Defend Fascism at Rural Rally." Days later, the story spread across social media. People who had never met Ethan cursed him by name. Some called for his job. Some sent threats. His teenage daughter cried when she saw his photo online. But something changed. Church members rallied around him. A neighbor he'd never spoken to before brought over dinner. The local pastor preached that Sunday on Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." The truth didn't go viral, but it went local, and that was enough. Ethan stood outside his church a week later, the wind lifting the flag over the steeple. "They can call me whatever they want," he said to his wife, "but if standing for freedom makes me their villain, then maybe they've forgotten who the real villains are." And as the bells rang across the quiet town, a line was drawn, not between parties, but between truth and falsehood. Thanks for watching or reading. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment to support this channel.